Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, think about graphic tees for a second. Remember when they were just like band stuff?
Or, yeah, what you wore on a lazy Sunday, right?
Exactly. But fast forward to now, 2025, and suddenly they're everywhere.
Yeah.
In really stylish outfits. I've even heard whispers about them sneaking into offices.
It's a huge shift.
So what's going on? Today, we're diving into this article from Pixel Pulse Fashion. It's basically a guide on how to take that simple tee and make it look, well, intentional. Stylish.
Yeah, and our mission here isn't just about showing you cool outfits, though we'll do that. It's more about understanding why this is happening.
Yeah.
We want to give you actual techniques, things you can use so you can look at your own tees differently, see the potential.
Yeah, maybe unlock something you already own.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. It says a lot about how fashion's evolving, I think.
Totally. So forget that old idea of tees just for lounging. The versatility is kind of surprising. Okay, let's get into it. Pixel Pulse starts with this idea they call the graphic tee renaissance. Sounds dramatic.
It does, but it fits. They're making the point that tees aren't just casual throwaways anymore. They're like actual fashion pieces now. And it taps into that whole high-low trend, doesn't it? Mixing something relaxed, like a tee, with dressier pieces.
To show off your personality a bit.
Exactly. Injecting you into the look. But it's not random. No, the article is clear. It's about balance. You've got the casual tee. You need to consciously add other things, more refined things, to make it feel deliberate.
Okay, like a balancing act. Tee on one side, polished stuff on the other.
Pretty much. And that balance, it creates the intentional style. It shows you thought about it.
Makes sense. And it probably works whether your style is more like vintage or super modern too, right?
Oh, definitely. The principles apply across different styles. It's adaptable.
Cool. So how do we get that balance? The first big thing Pixel Pulse pushes is layering. Strategic layering, they call it.
Yeah, that's the term. And it's key. It's not just piling clothes on. It's about playing with proportions, lines, making it visually interesting. You put that casual tee next to a polished layer.
And it immediately signals outfit, not just clothes.
Precisely. It looks composed, thought through.
Okay. And they mentioned a gold standard pairing.
Ah, yes. The blazer and tee combo. Classy.
That feels like the go-to for making it work appropriate, or at least work adjacent.
It really is. The blazer adds that structure, that formality, but the tee underneath keeps it from being stuffy. It lets a bit of personality peek through.
And for 2025 specifically, any twists?
Well, the article mentions blazers in softer, kind of romantic colors are trending for spring. Think pastels, maybe some muted brights. Adds a nice seasonal touch to that professional edge.
Good to know. Okay, beyond blazers, cardigans. They mentioned cardigans, too, for maybe a slightly more relaxed vibe.
Yeah, but again, with intention. Not just any old cardi.
Oh.
They talk about statement cardigans. Something with texture or an interesting pattern, maybe a bolder color. It adds complexity.
Makes the cardigan part of the look, not just for warmth.
Exactly. And they also flag polo-style cardigans, apparently quite big for 2025. Gives it a slightly preppy twist, which is a fun contrast with a band tee or something.
Polo cardigans. Okay. So that's layering over the tee, but then they throw this curveball, reverse layering.
Yeah.
Tee over a long sleeve.
I wouldn't have thought of that. What's the idea there?
It's partly practical,
Right.
extra warmth, but it's also a style thing for 2025.
Yeah.
Creates this unexpected visual layer.
Unexpected is right. So like a graphic tee over a turtleneck. That sounds potentially quite chic.
It really can be. The turtleneck underneath definitely adds sophistication compared to just a plain long sleeve. And the article notes this works especially well if your graphic tee is oversized. Gives it a different shape, makes layering more obvious.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Layering is clearly a big tool, but layers alone aren't an outfit. What about the bottom half? Pixel Pulse moves on to perfect pairings beyond basic bottoms, starting with skirts.
Yeah, maybe not the first thing you'd grab, but think about it. A skirt instantly changes the whole vibe of a casual tee. How so?
Well, take a midi skirt. Pairing that with a graphic tee hits that sweet spot they talk about. Comfy, easy, but still elegant because of the skirt's length and flow.
Okay, I can picture that. What about for work, maybe creative jobs?
They suggest floral midi skirts with more minimalist graphic tees. It's that contrast, again, the pattern and flow of the skirt against the simpler, maybe more graphic top. Balance is structured and flowing.
Interesting mix. And then there's the other end of the spectrum. Mini skirts.
Oversized graphic tee, mini skirt, and tall boots.
Sounds very specific.
It is. The article calls it a cool girl look. Playful, comfy, a bit flirty. It's all about the proportions, baggy top, short bottom, strong boot. Creates a really distinct silhouette.
Right, playing with those shapes. Okay, skirts add softness. What if you want more structure down below?
That's where the elevate with structured bottoms section comes in. Tailored trousers are the big one here.
Ah, okay. That makes immediate sense. Trousers just feel more polished, don't they?
They absolutely do. They automatically balance out the tee's casualness, makes the whole look feel sharper, more versatile for different settings, even some workplaces.
And if it's warmer, tailored trousers can be a bit much in the heat.
Good point. The article suggests linen pants. Sophisticated but breathable, comfy.
Oh, I like linen.
Yeah, the natural texture of linen works really well with the cotton tee, apparently. Still feels elevated, especially for like summer or resort wear, but it keeps that relaxed feel too.
Okay, layers sorted, bottoms chosen. Now, shoes. Huge difference, right? Pixel Pulse calls it footwear that transforms.
Oh, massively. Shoes can totally change the formality level. Like they mentioned ballet flats.
With a graphic tee.
Yeah, especially with maybe the tee and blazer combo. The flats add this feminine, refined touch. They're classic, simple, so the graphic on the tee can still be the focus, but the overall look is way more polished than sneakers.
Okay, I see that. And for those awkward in-between weather days?
Ankle boots. They call the graphic tee and ankle boot pairing a capsule wardrobe-approved combo.
That sounds reliable.
It is. Very versatile for transitional seasons. The boots are structured, they add sophistication, but it's still comfortable and practical with the tee.
Right, okay. Foundations are covered layers, bottoms, shoes. Now for the finishing touches. The article talks about strategic styling techniques. Little tricks.
Exactly. The small things that make a big impact. First up is the art of the tuck and tie.
Ah, okay. So actually changing the shape of the tee itself.
Yep. Knotting the tee at the front or side gives it a more fitted shape. Defines your waist. Works really well if you're wearing looser bottoms like wide leg pants or a flowy skirt.
And if you don't want to actually tie a knot in your favorite vintage tee.
Ha! Good question. They mentioned the hair tie tucking method. Genius.
How does that work?
You just gather the extra fabric at the back or inside, twist it, and secure it with a hair tie. Creates a temporary cropped look, cinches the waist a bit.
Without damaging the shirt. Clever.
Yeah.
Especially for those big boxy tees.
Exactly. Gives them shape.
Okay, so we can tuck and tie. What else? Accessories.
Crucial. Accessorizing with intention is what they call it. This is really how you signal the outfit is deliberate.
How so? Just adding jewelry.
Well, yes, but it's about the contrast. You're putting something inherently more formal or decorative, like jewelry, against the casual tee. It elevates it, creates that high-low mix again.
But not just any random necklace.
No. They stress being strategic. Color coordination is key.
Tying it into the graphic.
Precisely. Pick out a minor color in the tee's graphic and match your earrings or a bracelet to it. It looks so pulled together, so intentional, shows real attention to detail.
That's a great tip. Simple but effective. Okay, let's talk seasons. Things change throughout the year. How does this graphic tee styling adapt?
Good question. The article covers seasonal approaches. For spring and summer, obviously, lighter fabrics, brighter colors.
Makes sense.
They suggest lightweight cardigans for layering if the temperature dips, and the classic tuck into high-waisted shorts for an easy daytime vibe.
What about, like, spring evenings? It can get a bit chilly.
Yeah, they suggest pairing graphic tees with lightweight hoodies. Maybe layering the hoodie under an oversized tee. Gives it a cool streetwear kind of feel. Very 2025.
Okay, hoodie under the tee. Interesting. And for colder weather? Fall, winter?
Layering gets even more important then, obviously. Pairing tees with sweatshirts is an easy win for casual, comfy style.
But make it fashion.
Yeah. They mentioned layering cropped sweatshirts over longer graphic tees. That play with lengths adds visual interest. Keeps it from looking sloppy.
I like that layering proportions idea. What about warmer layers?
Long cardigans. Paired with a graphic tee, it's warm, but the length difference, again, makes it stylistically interesting. You still see the tee, but you're cozy.
Okay, lots of layering options. Now, the trickiest one, maybe. The workplace. Workplace-ready graphic tees. Is this really a thing now?
The perception is shifting, definitely, especially with business casual becoming more, well, casual.
But how do you make it work without looking like you just rolled out of bed?
It's all about that strategic pairing again. You have to combine the tee with clearly professional pieces, blazers, tailored trousers, those things we talked about. It shows respect for the workplace norms.
So probably not your ripped band tee from college.
Probably not, no. The article stresses choosing tees with appropriate graphics, nothing too loud or potentially offensive, and maybe designs that feel a bit more sophisticated. Think subtle logos, artistic prints maybe.
Okay. And they had an example, right?
Yeah, Sarah, an art director, she apparently uses vintage band tees sometimes for client meetings.
Wow.
By styling them really well. Blazers, smart pants, good shoes, intentional accessories. It proves the point it's less about the item itself and more about how you put it all together.
That's pretty convincing. Okay, another subtle thing. Texture. Pixel Pulse calls it texture play. The designer's secret. Why does texture matter with a basic tee?
It's often overlooked, but it adds so much depth. Think about it. Most tees are just flat cotton, right?
Yeah, pretty plain.
So if you pair that flat texture with something else, a chunky ribbed knit cardigan, maybe leather trousers, even textured accessories like a woven bag, it creates this contrast that feels really sophisticated, much more visually interesting.
Ah, so it's another layer of that high-low mixing. Not just formal casual, but also texture variation.
Exactly. And they mentioned this works brilliantly with vintage tees. That soft, worn cotton next to something more tactile. It just elevates it, gives it new life.
Love that. Okay, so if someone listening is inspired and wants to build up their own collection of dressable graphic tees, what's the advice?
The main takeaway from the article is quality over quantity. A few great tees are better than a drawer full of mediocre ones.
Where do you find the great ones?
Well, for unique character, they definitely recommend hunting for vintage. Thrift stores, online marketplaces. You can find real gems with history.
And for new ones?
Look for good quality fabrics. Soft cottons that feel substantial, hold their shape well. It makes a difference in how they look and last.
This has been super helpful. Honestly, it really changes how you think about the humble graphic tee. They're not so humble anymore.
Not at all. The big message is versatility. With the right techniques, you can take a graphic tee almost anywhere.
So just to recap the big ideas. Strategic layering is key.
Yep, playing with blazers, cardigans, even reverse layering.
Pairing thoughtfully with different bottoms. Skirts for elegance, trousers for structure.
Choosing footwear wisely to set the tone.
Using those styling tricks like tucking or knotting.
Don't forget intentional accessories. Coordinating colors.
Right, and thinking seasonally, and even considering texture.
And remembering that even the workplace isn't necessarily off limits anymore if you choose the right tee and style it professionally.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you to chew on. If learning these techniques can unlock all this potential in something as simple as a graphic tee, what other basic items are sitting in your closet right now? What potential are you overlooking? Maybe it's time to see your whole wardrobe with fresh eyes.
Good question. Something to think about.
Definitely. Thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive.